Today we are talking about the newly released Sigma 24mm f2 and 90mm f2.8 I-series lenses. But first, if you're new to the channel, my name is Anson, and on this channel we talk about indie filmmaking, specifically budget gear, tutorials, and behind the scenes look at the projects that I'm working on. And so if that's something you're into, consider subscribing. I am not wearing the same shirt I did on Tuesday's video. You're wearing the same shirt and hat, and I should probably change before I record this video. Note taken. Today we are indeed talking about the newly released, as of 20 minutes ago, maybe even 5 minutes ago, depending on how fast I am at posting this. But these are the newly released 24mm f2 and 90mm f2.8 I-series lenses. Sigma hooked me up with these lenses to test out for about a week before the launch of the lenses. And so I do want to thank them for sending these over to me to test out with the Sigma FP. I do also want to make the clarification that even though Sigma sent these to me, they're not requesting I say anything specifically. And so you can get my full and honest opinion. These are two lenses that we're going to talk about. That's four. These are two lenses that we're going to talk about, and so let's go ahead and dive into it. And as always, we're going to break these down by image quality, build quality, my overall thoughts / who I think they'll be useful for. And let's start with image quality. Okay, now let's get something clear. Unless just hell freezes over or pigs fly, Sigma lenses are going to be stupid sharp and really good optically. So let's get that out of the way. So really, this section is for you to watch all the footage I shot with these lenses. But we're gonna give a couple of key points while you guys watch that footage. One thing that impressed me about the 90mm is you get near macro capabilities with this lens. And so that's something that really impressed me with the 90mm and the overall size. That thing is tiny. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm kind of embarrassed by this, but for an entire shoot, I thought I was shooting with the 24mm because of how small this lens is. And so that's something you wanna keep in mind when you're shooting with something like the Sigma FP, is that the 90mm is gonna be really small, really compact, but offer just such a good punch optically. And so that's something to keep in mind if you're looking at picking up this lens. Now with the 24mm, you may ask, isn't there already an I-series 24mm? And yes, you're right, there is one, but it is an f3.5. And so this one being an f2, it does give you a little bit more low light performance as well as subject isolation. So that's something to keep in mind with this lens. And one thing I love about I-series in general, because they are native lenses, with the Sigma FP, you can use the electronic stabilization. You are going to be in the 8-bit color space, but honestly, I like to do a lot of black and white filming. And so if I go to the mono color profile and turn on the electronic stabilization, that is clutch to me. And so that's something I really have enjoyed with these I-series lenses, is being able to take advantage of the electronic stabilization of the Sigma FP. And so with that, let's talk about the build quality of these lenses. I really do love what Sigma is doing with these I-series lenses. They're full metal bodies. They offer a physical aperture ring. It is a clicked aperture ring, but I've said in a previous video, I actually prefer that over a digital declicked aperture ring. But again, that's personal preference. They also come with a manual focus and autofocus switch, and they are focused by wire. And so those are all things to consider as you're looking at these lenses. Now, something that was a bit of a downside for me if you're working with both these lenses or you plan on buying both of these lenses is the size difference between the two. The 90mm is smaller in size and offers a 55mm filter thread, which is also the same filter thread size as the 45mm f2.8, as well as the previous 24mm f3.5. But the new 24mm is a little bit bigger in size and offers a 62mm filter thread size. And so if you plan on buying these two lenses together, know that the size difference is going to be there, as well as a filter thread size difference is going to be there as well. But overall, both lenses offer a premium build quality. And so with that, let's talk about my overall thoughts and who I'd recommend these for. With the I-series lenses in general, and it's no different with these two lenses, I've really found their sweet spot to be just all around walk around lenses, especially if you want to take a couple of lenses with you, a couple of good solid primes with you. It's not going to weigh you down a ton carrying these I-series lenses. And so by all means, if you need a good 90mm or a 24mm, these are absolutely ones to check out, and they're not going to break the bank because they both are priced at $669. And so while they may be more expensive than some other lenses that are out there, if you're looking at an autofocus lens that offers fast aperture and premium optics, you're really not going to find much options that are cheaper than these lenses at the same quality. So yeah, absolutely, I would check out the new 24mm f2 or the new 90mm f2.8 from Sigma, or both. Win-win, links below. And so that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a like. And if you're digging the overall content from the channel, consider subscribing. If you do have any more questions around these two lenses, let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you for joining. Go and find your journey, go embrace life, stay safe, be happy, support each other, wash those hands, and I'll see you here next time. Peace. All right, story time. Since I wore the same shirt in 2 reviews, you can get a story around the shirt. So, if you don't know, I'm a huge wrestling nerd. A couple weeks ago, one of my favorite wrestlers returned to wrestling after 7 years of being out of wrestling, and I cried like a baby when he returned. While I'm having this emotional moment and just like in the moment, my wife, the first thing that she does is jumps on AEW's website and orders this t-shirt for me. And I'm pretty stoked on it because I'm recording this the night that CM Punk is having his first match in 7 years. So yeah, I'm pumped and I have an amazing wife. And with that, it's clobbering time.